Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, I want to show, I've got a bunch of pens here to show, and the idea today is fountain pens for kids. Now, there's a bit of overlap here with my fountain pens, like first fountain pen, beginner fountain pen videos that I've done. But I did get questions specifically about pens for kids, and so I thought, what are some great pens for children? And so I've gone through my collection, and this is not an exhaustive list. There are so many pens that fit this category, and I have avoided a couple of things. I've avoided primarily Chinese fountain pens. I wanted to get pens that you could buy in pen retailers or on main sort of pen supply websites, as well as in some cases, in some countries, even places like news agencies or supermarkets. So I'm going to dive right in. The main thing I wanted to, a lot of these pens are cartridge pens. That is for a reason. I think cartridges are generally safer for kids. Converter, yes, absolutely. But not so many like piston fillers and those kinds of things, with one kind of exception. Okay, so starting at the brand Faber-Castell. Now, I really enjoy Faber-Castell, particularly for kids' stationery supplies, I think, and some amazing adult supplies as well, of course. But the two pens I've chosen to show today are these two. So I have here the School and the Grip. Now, the School is a very budget line pen, retailing for around $12. It's very basic. It's got that sort of triangular grip like a lot of these pens do. It is a cartridge converter pen, comes with a couple of cartridges, and is simple enough in a couple of different colors that, you know, it's sort of like the perfect school fountain pen in that way. The Grip is a step up from that, retailing at around $20. And it features some lovely, sort of design elements like those little grip marks. It's once again got a slightly less pronounced but still triangular grip, cartridge converter, and once again, lightweight plastic, good reliable pen. And I wanted these pens to mainly be quite reliable, and I think this one comes in a wide range of nibs as well, which is nice. I think a brand you have to cover on a video like this is Lamy. The first choice I wanted to show is actually absolutely designed for kids. It is the ABC. This is the, it comes with an A nib, which is the beginner nib, if you can make that A out there. The great thing about this is that there is a pencil version of this as well. So when children are learning to write, they generally use pencil, particularly in schools, and so it progresses on from that. The model is the same, just with a fountain pen nib, triangular grip. You can put like the Safari nibs on there. It is that sort of standard Lamy nib. Takes a cartridge and the Lamy converter. It's got this little spot on the cap there for a name, and they provide you with, like the stickers and things, to put your name on there, as well as on the end of the pen on a little sticker, which is nice. In a school situation, that kind of thing is important. They're a lightweight pen. They're not terribly expensive. They retail for around $20, about $20.80, I think, when I looked at this one up. It's a good, reliable pen. The Lamy system is great, and it also comes in sort of there's a blue and a red version. Following on from the ABC, a pen that I think doesn't get enough attention is the Nex. The Nex, what I like about this is that it's a sturdy construction. It has the same sort of Lamy nib system. Once again, triangular grip, cartridge converter, but also there are a number of colors of this available, and some pretty fun colors. So it keeps it personal for kids. They can attach it to, like a lanyard or something like that if they decide to. But it's sort of slightly cool enough and futuristic enough to be of some interest as well. And of course, you can't not talk about the Lamy Safari. Huge range of colors, great range of nibs available for it. Cartridge converter, good solid plastic build, the same plastic that Lego is made out of. Reliable, available everywhere, and the cartridges are available everywhere as well. A lot of bookshops and news agencies and things stock the ink cartridges for these pens, which makes it and in a good range of colors. Like there's like 9 colors or something available in the ink cartridges. So it's a really, really solid option for kids. Now, the prices of these are a little bit more. So the Safari retails for $29 US, and the Next for around $30 US. So they're a step up from the ABC, but they are also sort of a step up in pen as well, and might be better for slightly older kids in that respect. The next pen we have is a pen that I find really hard to not recommend for kids, and that is the Pilot Kakuno. Now the Pilot is a Japanese brand, and the nibs are very fine. Here I have the medium. You can see that the nibs have like little smiley faces and things on them. They're designed for kids. They have a proprietary cartridge converter system, so you can only use the Pilot ones in there. But it's a good lightweight plastic body, but a rugged plastic. It's got things like the safety holes in the cap and in the barrel, to prevent sort of choking and things like that. It's a simple design pen. It comes in a range of colors, but Pilot are super reliable once again. The ink cartridges are probably some of the best on the market, and the nibs are absolutely wonderful for the price. It's the same nib that comes on like the Metropolitan and the Prayer and things like that. And retailing for around $12.50, this pen is an absolute bargain, and as I said, I find this to be one of the pens that I recommend for kids more than almost any other. Now on this list, I could have mentioned brands like Schneider and Bic, but there's a couple of brands that make pens like those brands for kids, particularly school kids. And one of those brands is Stabilo, and this is the Stabilo Flow. Now, when I say they make these for kids, that is the main function is for school kids, and Stabilo make these the Flow, and it's got a very strong triangular grip. It's not got the best nib on it. I'm going to say that outright. Like the nib, this particular one is a little bit sort of scratchy. It's not particularly smooth, but it does the job. But I really like the design of this. Like I would use this happily in a less sort of formal setting without any problem. They're not super expensive. They retail for like $9. So you can buy these, and it comes with a cartridge, standard international. So it come in a multitude of colors. You can have a few of these on the go, have a couple of spares. It's just a really good, sort of beginner fountain pen, children's fountain pen, because like those triangular grips are designed to help assist the writing, the hand position when you write. So it all helps. So yeah, Stabilo Flow, interesting choice. Now, when you think of Pelikan, you think of the M805, the M1000, things like that, high-end pens. But Pelikan also make a really great range of kids pens. Things like the Pelikano and the Junior are really wonderful. But my choice today is actually the Twist. Now, the Pelikan Twist is a fun pen. Once again, great range of colors. This is just the one that I have in my collection. The cap reveals a really unique triangular section, but it's super, super comfortable for left or right-handers. The nibs on these are pretty good. They're smooth, they're reliable. This is a standard international cartridge converter pen, and Pelikan makes some really lovely standard international cartridges, long and short, that work well in these pens. But what makes these great for kids is just that cool like twist function feature of the design. I think it's beautiful, it's unique, and kids like my daughter, when she was first getting into fountain pens, thought this was pretty cool. So the Pelikan Twist, which retails for around $20 Australian. So once again, really affordable, and from a brand you don't necessarily always think of when you think of beginner fountain pens or children's fountain pens. Now, I said I was going to avoid Chinese fountain pens, and I have for the most part, apart from this next pen, and that's because this is sold through a number of retailers such as Goulet Pens now, is the Jinhao Shark. There's a couple of different nib styles available for this. I have the sort of that little regular number 4.5 nib on it. It's a screw cap, standard international cartridge converter, although not every cartridge and converter will fit in there. Most standard cartridges will. Once again, the thing with this pen is that it comes in a big range of colors. There's like 12 different colors of it available, and it's got a good nib on it. It's reliable. It's super, super affordable at about $4. Once again, it's that cool feature of the fact that it's got a shark on it. Kids will like this, and the thing you want to do when you give a kid a fountain pen is you want it to be reliable. You want it to, write well and all of those kinds of things, but you also want it have something about it. And, you know, this Shark is a cool feature, and anything that gets kids writing by hand, not on a laptop or an iPad, is good in my opinion. I now want to talk about two pens from Kaweco, and they are the Sport and the Perkeo. These are both great pens for kids. The Perkeo comes in a range of really unique color patterns. It's got a triangular grip, standard international cartridge and converter, a couple of different nib options. It retails for $16 in Australia. It's really, in US, sorry. It's really, really well priced. I should say, if I've been saying Australian prices, I'm sorry, they're not Australian prices. All the prices I've mentioned in this video are American dollars. Just I am in Australia, so that comes to my mind. Yeah, 16 American. It's a lightweight pen. It has nice, you know, design features for children, and it's super reliable and widely available. The Sport, also huge range of different versions of this. There's these sort of classic Sports. This is the Red Fox version. There's the sort of the more transparent versions. There's, you know, bright colors. There's dull colors. There's, you know, standard black, white, you know, sorts of things. A big range of nibs available. I suggest for kids fine or medium nib, because that's sort of more standard. International cartridge, you can get a converter for it. This little, you know, push-pull converter, but standard international ink cartridges are great for it. My daughter had one of these when she was 5. She didn't even post it. She just held it and it fit perfectly in her hand like that. But post-it makes it a nice sort of size pen. Once again, it's got some cool features about it. It looks cool. It's a little bit different. And at about 24 American dollars, it's a super reasonable option if you're wanting to get your child a fountain pen. So a pen that often gets overlooked in this category is the Diplomat Magnun. This is the Prisma version from Goulet Pens. Diplomat make, once again, really high-end pens, but this is their sort of entry-level pen. It's got a slim triangular section on it, and a really, really lovely nib. There are a number of different versions of this available, sort of more transparent plasticky versions through to these sort of versions, and then a soft touch version, which is a little bit sort of smoother, or not smoother, it's like a velvety kind of feel to it, rubbery almost. It's a really good pen and really affordable, $23.20 US. It's super affordable. Once again, it's reliable, standard international cartridge and converter, lots of different colors available. And what I like about this is that it's just a little bit smaller, slimmer in the body and in the grip section. So for smaller hands, this is going to be a really, really great option. So the next two pens are from TWSBI. Now, I said I was going to avoid things like piston filling pens, and I kind of have. I've chosen the Go and the Swipe. The Swipe is the newest model. The reason I've chosen the Swipe is that it takes a cartridge that TWSBI make, but it is an extra large cartridge, so you get a lot of ink in it. It's a lightweight plastic pen. It has a good nib on it in a range of different nib sizes. It's pretty affordable. It's about $28. Again, it's that same sort of price as the Lamy Safari. It's a nice pen option. Waiting to see sort of what colors they come out with in this. But it's a new pen on the market, and so with that extra large ink cartridge, it gives a lot of writing. And in a sort of a school situation, if your child is sort of writing at school, this might be a decent option. The other pen I have here is the Go. The Go is the spring piston operated pen. So if your child is a fidgeter and takes things apart, not the pen for them, because it's so easy to compress that spring and all the ink will spurt out the nib. But it's got a decent sort of plastic build to it. It has a good ink capacity. Once again, that same really good nib. It's got a nice comfortable grip section, and it's lightweight, and coming in at $19, it's a pretty decent sort of option for kids if your kid is not going to fiddle with it and spurting everywhere. So those were the pens I wanted to cover today, but I also want to put something out there that we shouldn't dismiss the Pilot Varsity or V pen and the Platinum Preppy. These are two what I call disposable fountain pens. The Platinum Preppy uses a cartridge which you can replace, and the Varsity is more or less disposable unless you want to hack it. But these are really affordable pens, coming in at $3 and about $4.50 or $5 US. So we are talking very, very affordable pens here. If they're lost, if they're damaged, you're not putting out a huge investment to get these. So as a very first fountain pen for a kid, just to get them used to writing with it, these are actually a really good option. And there's a number of different pens like this. Like the Zebra do one as well, which actually isn't too bad. A few different colors available. I think 6 or 7 colors of the Varsity, and then the Platinum is actually limited only to the cartridge, the color of the ink cartridge you get, and there are lots of those available as well. It is proprietary to Platinum, but you can get a converter and use bottled ink if that is what you decide to do. So really good options as well. So I hope you found this video about fountain pens for kids to be interesting and useful if you're looking for a fountain pen for your child. These hopefully will help you on the path to finding the right model for you. If you've got suggestions of other pens for kids, put them in the comments below. As I said, this list is not exhaustive. I only have a certain amount of time, and these are just pens I pull out of my collection. So if you've got other suggestions, please put them in the comments below. There are lots of these sort of handwriting, student school fountain pens available on the market. Lots of news agencies from lots of different brands. So my suggestion is just get your kids writing. Laptops and iPads are great, but I think the brain functions differently when things are written by hand. So let's keep encouraging that. So thank you for watching. As I said, I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can contact me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here, or drop me an email, which is listed down below. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, enjoy promoting writing with your kids or the children in your life, and I'll talk to you soon.